Hi, my name is Jared with Simple Cell Solutions. Today I'm going to walk you through a quick demo of Account Boss on a Sprint account that we have loaded into the system. I've been in the wireless industry for a little over 10 years now, and back when I first started, I always wished that we had a program that would manage people's account on a proactive basis, a program where we could just input data and it would help us make changes and help us save money with businesses. Well, a couple of years ago, we teamed up with a company called Account Boss who has this program set up that I'm going to walk you through real quick. So Account Boss is a proactive wireless account management system that when you log in, this right here, what we see here is the main screen, what you see when you first log in. You can see we have a demo account here. The top here, you can see the last date that the data was updated was March 1st at 4:11. This account currently has 265 lines on it, and their bill cycle date is the 15th through March 40th. So there's 16 days into the bill cycle, 16 of 29 days. Right here, so anytime minutes included, it tells you how many minutes are included in the plan that this company has. So they have 27,000 minutes, which gives them a daily average of about 931 minutes. The next line down is the anytime minutes used, which is 6576, so a daily average of 411. So they're projected at the end of the month to be about 11,919 minutes, which is well under the minutes that they are paying for. This is one area that a lot of companies can save a lot of money in because they're paying for way too many minutes that they're not using. So with this system, we can see this and make the appropriate changes to chop their bill down in half, if you can see here by the minutes. This is one area how we are able to save companies 20 to 30%. Now say we chop them down to 12,000 minutes, and then the next month they're going to use 15,000. This system lets us see what they're going to use before the next month ends, so we can make the changes so you don't get hit with those overages. The next line, nights and weekends, these are generally free in your mobile to mobile minutes, so we really don't kind of watch those. Now, if you wanted to break down to see who's using what minutes, you can click on that and it'll bring up excuse me, each account that's on each person that's on the each one that is on the program. So you can see here we have all the names of everybody on the account, their phone numbers, and then what plan they're on, how many minutes are included on their plan, and how many they've used. If you want to search to see who's used the most so far this month, you can do that. This will come in handy if, say, you're projected to go over. You want to see who's using a lot of minutes to see if it's, maybe it's just a fluke that month. They had a big order, but it's going to go back down, so you can kind of manage it that way. You can see here this account, we don't have names loaded in on everybody. We just did a couple here for you to see how it works. But you can, if you want to see their plan in more detail, you click on that name. It'll tell you the minutes that they used. It'll tell you, their nights and weekends, all that stuff, and it'll also give you their text messaging, how many they've used this month. So this gives you a complete breakdown of where they are at month to date, and then it also gives you a breakdown of what their charges are on their plan for each month. Okay, so let's go back here. Go back to the main screen. So the next line down is your text messages. So it'll tell you, how many text messages have been sent on the account. Again, you can break that down per person, which is nice because you can also see, who's using them, and then if they don't have any included, then we know, okay, we need to add a text plan to this account. And then we have our data, so it tells you the data charges, how much data has been used. Again, you can click this and drill down to an individual and make sure that everybody has these. Looks like everyone on this account has unlimited data, so we're okay with that. But that'll also help us make sure that if people are using data, that we got a package on there, so you're not getting billed with those extra overages. Looks like there's 40 cents. So if we wanted to, we could go and look and see where that 40 cents is coming from just by clicking here on charges, and it'll tell you. So this this account right here, this phone number has used 10 megabytes, so they've got 40 cents on this. So maybe something you want to just keep an eye on and maybe add a plan if we need to. Same thing with picture mail, roaming, 4G, all that stuff. It breaks that all down. This right here is where you can save a lot of money with those phantom lines that aren't not being used. You can see here they have 30 lines out of their 265 that are not being used for a total of $1,353.97. So with these accounts, we could do a couple of different things with these lines. We could put them on, you can see a couple of them are on a seasonal standby, so we can do that, which cuts them down significantly. So maybe we look at doing it to all of these at once. Possibly look at, you see you got 17 air cards that are not being used for 841, so we could put those on a standby account. Or we could even look into contracts and see if we're able to cancel those lines without any types of penalties. So this is a huge way that we can save money. You can click on details and we'll give you more information on them. So you can see when their contracts expire, so if it is an option to cancel it, we can do that. And then down here you have your usage history, so it will give you the last 3 months of data. We only have 2 months loaded in here, but you can see where their average is at and then how many they're paying for. So obviously they're paying for too much, so this is an account we would look at changing that to save them money right off the bat. Again, the nice thing about Account Boss is this system, we completely manage it for you. You do have access to all of this, so you can see it as well. We do have a program to where you just have access to this and you manage it. You make all of your changes if you want to do it that way. Most people just rather not deal with it. They just want to see the savings. So we can do that as well. The next tab here, the Users tab, breaks down everybody's name, their phone numbers, what plan they're on, when their contracts end, all of that data. So you have that for everybody in the whole account, which is nice. We also have the ability to break these accounts out into departments. So if you have a sales department, human resource department, a warehouse department, we can break each of these out into the departments. And so then up here there'll be a tab that we can break it down. So if you just want to see the sales department, you can do that as well. With all this information on Account Boss, you can export this all into an Excel spreadsheet just by simply clicking on the that button, and then show you kind of what it looks like here on this tab. So you can see here that it pulls this up, puts all their into a nice spreadsheet for you if you want to shoot this out. Again, where you can break it down into departments if you want to send it out to your sales manager. So he has a list of everybody's phone number, their plans they're on, and all that stuff. You have that ability to do that. Another cool thing, if you just wanted to see, okay, how much is everybody paying a month? What are we paying on their bills? You can do that. So you can look this here. You can see Bill. He's on the Business Advantage message and data for $200, $59.99, $10 for the premium data, and then we have an insurance package on there. You can view all of this here on every account, exactly what all their charges are. Again, like always, you can export into Excel. If maybe someone in your accounting department wanted to see this, you could do that. So, it puts it in a nice spreadsheet, makes it a little easier to read. So you can do that as well. Monthly bill. This is a part that I really like and a lot of companies have found beneficial, because if you're like me and even working for some of these wireless companies directly, it's tough to read these cell phone bills. And a lot of people get them, they look at them, they get frustrated trying to figure out what is what, and they just end up paying the thing because they just get so frustrated. With Account Boss, we pull your bill into this system, and break it down a little easier for you to read. So you can see here what the previous balance was, if there are any adjustments. You can see the payment made, so that's their balance. Down here is their bill that just came out. So $11,666.78. You can click on that if you want to see what all the charges were. Now, these are just your access charges, so what is billed for each phone regardless of what they use. So your text plan, all that stuff, your voice plan and everything. So that's all going to stay pretty consistent. Where you get into the extra charges, data and third-party charges. So if you got people charges, we'll dig into it a little further and find out what it is, and then we let you know. Some companies, they choose to bill the employee. Some of them just, they'll pay it, but then they have a talk with the employee, and some just don't care. So it's really up to you. Cellular services, you can see they're $3.98. So we can click on that. We can see there are a couple 411 charges on there. Again, depending on how your company wants to handle that, some bill that to the employees. And then messaging, so it looks like we have text packages on everybody except 60 cents worth. You can see who it was for, so it looks like this user just went over theirs a couple minutes. Next, additional Sprint charges, so just like your taxes and all that good stuff that everyone tax onto. And then we can go down here. Again, you can view charges by subscriber, so you can see what each person was charged that month. Again, you can export this as always into an Excel spreadsheet. Kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. Breaks it down to what everyone's charges were that month. Puts it in a nice spreadsheet for you, maybe for your accounting department, your accounts payable, however you handle that. You can pull up previous bills. The account will also hold up to 6 months. So again, we only have 2 months loaded in here, but so you can see what we have here. So you can see their previous balance was $25,000. That's what they paid. Here is where it's broken down in departments, so you can see if you just want to see what the accounting department bill was, you can do that. And so if you just wanted to put that into an Excel spreadsheet and send it to the accounting manager, you could do that as well. So this is just for the accounting department. Pretty nice, makes it easy to read, nice and pretty. Again, you can look at all the different departments that we have. The last tab here, the device tab, again, it gives you the user names, what their phone number is, what the model of the equipment that they have, and then what the ESN number is, how we identify the phone, and then when their eligibility date is. If you just want to show the lines that are eligible for upgrade, you can do that by clicking there, and it pulls up every line that's eligible for an upgrade. You can click on show additional details, and it will give you more information on the phone. So this is actually a very nice feature to have, because it does give you a lot more information on each individual phone. It tells you what the model is, what the ESN number is, the MSID, the master lock, the activation date, so when it was turned on, your contract date, when you can get the upgrades, all that information. Again, export it into Excel if you want to keep a copy of it for you. You can do that as well. Okay, so that's the device tab. Moving on over here, you got your usage and bill, which is what we've been looking at right here. And then the next tab here we have is ask a question. So this is set up to where, say you have a question you want to ask, or say you want to upgrade a phone. You just click upgrade equipment. It pulls up a populated email for you. Here it just says Scott at demo. For you, it will have the email address of who it needs to go to in that case, and then you just put in the username, the cell phone, and then the number you want, or the phone that you want, and send it off, and it goes to the person that it needs to go to. If you have a question on your bill or something, same thing. You just type in your question and shoot it off to us, and we'll get right back to you. So we have all of that information. The rest of this is just tabs that we can use to set up. So if you want to set up more users on the account, if you want to set your sales manager up so he only has access to that, we can do all that information and add different logins, but just give them access to what we want them to have access to. So we have all that information. That's about it for Account Boss on what we have to offer. Just kind of a quick overview. If you have any questions, right below this video we'll have our contact information, our website, our Facebook page. Please go to Facebook and like us. Spread the rumor to your friends. We are authorized Sprint and Verizon dealers, so we can take care of all of your wireless needs as well as wireless management and save you some money. So again, thanks for taking your time to watch the video, and we hope to talk to you